Okay, everyone, can you hear me? Let's allow to speak, allow to speak. Yeah, I allow 3 or 4 people allowed to speak right now. So I need to make sure that you can hear me or not. You can open up your microphone. I allow 3 person.
I'm hearing. Thank you, sir.
Yeah, I can hear
Oh,
you.
I wasn't able to hear you, but right now I can hear you. Okay, looks like everything is okay. Okay, so before taking some questions, I would like to talk more about the most asked questions so far. I checked the emails, but actually, I wanted to people send emails after the session, but some people probably got it wrong and sent emails earlier. So I checked some of them for the session. But besides that, emails, I've been taking questions so long, maybe since March or April. And the most, and I would like to talk about the most asked questions so far first, um, and then actually I will prefer taking your questions by voice before the session ends. Okay, so the most asked question uh, is how can we count? So I'm teaching this properly in the videos, but maybe some people need to hear this live. That's why I'm going to talk about that the basic sequence counting here. So in the basic sequence counting, uh, people might understand some things a bit wrong. So okay, we have some basic concepts, and I need to remind you again in this session. Time expansion is our first concept. Time contraction is our second concept, and time distortion. Uh, Time distortion is a very different concept and hard to spot in the real market conditions. The best choice for traders uh, is to ignore time distortion. We have two different approach to know time distortion. So we can follow the expansions. I mean time expansion, not the price expansion first. If we follow time expansions followed by price expansions properly, then we can anticipate how time can be contracted. Once we understand this, we can anticipate time distortion. And what's going to happen if we anticipate time distortions? We're going to know when exactly consolidations can begin, or maybe uh, how that consolidation is going to end. That can end at 21st candle, or at least in the rare conditions, that consolidation can end at 17th candle. This is what's happening in the markets most of the time. If you backtested what I have taught you so far, so we need to separate these things. That's why I'm using different colors for that. There is a reason. These are three core principles of my time dilation theory. But I haven't taught you about time distortions a lot so far. I mostly talked about time expansions and time contractions. because as I previously said that if we understand these two core principles of my time dilation theory, you can know uh, what to expect in the market, when to uh, anticipate consolidations, and how that consolidation is going to form. You're going to know that if it takes 20 candle or maybe 10 candle consolidation, once you anticipate that, you can easily take the trades, basically following the trend, uh, if it's uptrend or downtrend, doesn't matter. So that's why I'm using these colors. The red one is time distortion and the green one expansion and contraction. So these core three principles should be separated each other like that. Green and red. That's why I'm using these colors for that. So let me get back to when I was talking about that consolidation part. It's pretty easy counting these candles like that, and I think uh, most of the people uh, understood this approach properly, but some people, I think the beginners or some people having so many questions and haven't tried anything in the markets, uh, stuck this counting things, but it's easy. So before taking questions, I'm going to clarify these things in this Q&A session. In the marketplace, every mentor teacher can show you examples after price did its thing. Uh, but here, by introducing and teaching my concepts, I need to do that as well at first. But live trading with these is different, you know. I'm sure that many of you here tried many concepts so far. If you are not beginner trader, maybe you tried ICT, maybe you tried different retail approach. Maybe you tried um, these new concepts in the X divisor. Uh, but most of you probably have same questions about trading the live conditions. So in this Q&A session, I'm going to talking about over the things that happened already, but I have to write now because I need to do that. But after this Q&A session, I also upload live trade videos. This is the thing you need to learn. Okay, so first I want you to understand these things because I've been asked this so many times. People asking for how I can take trades in the live condition. But before that, I need to show you the counting here. After price did its thing. First, I wanted to clarify this thing before starting counting. Okay, so you can count anywhere because universe has almost infinitive reference points. When you look at your own life or nature or anything, you will see that there are lots of reference points. You can start, you can end, or you can take reference as. So same thing happening in the marketplace as well. Okay, we can count using every reference point here. Lows, highs, maybe short-term highs. I'm not sure if you can see that or not, but if we go to daily chart or 4-hour chart, here's a bottom here. So I can spot this easily due to my experience in the market, in the trading environment. But this is a low. So if I pick this candle as one, many people will, oh, sorry, this one as one. Many people will ask me about why why did you pick this one? Because it's a low on daily chart. I know. I don't need to go to daily chart to understand that. But if we ignore some these little things, we can pick highs and lows because we are on weekly chart right now. I'm doing this with without details. So highs, lows. You can pick every reference point, but you need to make sure that even if you pick any high or low, you need to know that this is a huge big consolidation. You need to be aware of that. Once you're aware of that, your perspective should change to the higher time frames. Then you need to start again for counting on monthly chart, or it can be yearly chart as well. Sometimes yearly chart tells you a lot, but in this case, in this area, you don't need uh, yearly chart. Okay, so we have a low here. uh, I mean expansion on monthly chart. We can pick this low. uh, you probably know the counting rules, so we don't pick this black down close candle, bearish candle. It created the low, but it's not bullish close candle, so we pick this one based on the rule 1, 2, 3, and 4. We have 4 candle, 4 month duration here, and expanded to upside. After you get this candle, you don't know. What you're anticipating here is uh, actually 7 candle, right? 1, 2, 3, 4. You can anticipate that maybe fifth candle and sixth candle can give me retracement like that. Fifth and sixth. And what you anticipate probably is the next bullish candle should be at 7. This is the normal approach while this is happening in the live, not backtest. 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 retracement for 2 months of duration, then 7 expands, right? But here this didn't happen. We have a retracement candle here, and again expanded, and this candle closed. This is May 20, 2023. After that happens, this monthly candle closes. What I need to think is, okay, time had started to contracted, had been contracted here in the past. So then maybe I think that I should anticipate a big consolidation, and that's why our approach to counting must be like that, just as I did here. Okay, we have 4 candle expansion, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, and 11, 12. After I see this consolidation, I shouldn't anticipate at a big reversal on 13. Yes, 13 created a low, and this is a big trade opportunity here for you for 1, 2, and 3 months consistently. You can take swing trades, short-term trades. Maybe you can use this 13th month as a bias for your day trades and scalps for the duration of 3 months. But what you should anticipate here on monthly chart is nothing more than a consolidation, because at least you need to know that you will get 20 candle of consolidation. So your thinking should be like that, just as I thought you. So that's why our counting, our consolidation counting, sorry, not classic counting, should start here, because it expanded for four candles, and consolidation started here. Yes, it took a time for you to understand if it's consolidation or retracement. Yes, I understand that. But after you understand that, you will know that you'll get 20 candle of consolidation. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Sorry, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Uh, sorry, I counted wrong here. Sorry. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 12, 13, and like that probably 20 here, or let me use that easily. Yeah, 20 bar here, yes, one here and 21 here. Sorry, 21 here. This is the 21st candle here. This actually uh, this is where consolidation had ended, had collapsed. And that time, what you need to do is changing your mind and having a bias. So you can ask me that if it's bullish or not in that time. You can ask me that, Morpheus, is it going to be bullish right here or bearish? And the answer is where it's on the weekly chart. This is how we use multi-time frame counting. And if we go to weekly chart, our answer exactly that here. Uh, you can pick this candle as one, and remember the resume counting. You can pick this one as well, because on the daily chart it's a proper low. When we count to here, as you see, we get 13 candle here. Just as 13th candle created with the with the 21st candle on monthly chart, as they are matched, we're going to know that this will change the flow right here with the price. Look at the price here. I mean the price levels. We have this price level. I'm I'm picking this price levels toughly. I mean not a perfection here. I'm just teaching you how I do that. You don't seek for perfection here. Okay, we have this price level, which is 1.12 and 1.11. When we when we multiply, adding up these numbers together, we get 3 here and we get 4 here. And once I see that, I know that this is an average price level here. And smart money uses these levels with the time. That's why I count candles. And after that, I use that count with the price levels. And once I use that, my bias becomes very clear. So that's why I'm bearish here. But remember, we counted here 13 and 21st on monthly. Don't forget that. And then, okay, time can be contracted. We can have a little consolidations. That's pretty normal. And after that, we have an expansion, new expansion to downside until this daily consolidation. This is how we approach. Okay, probably we have a question. You can ask that. Go for it. Uh, I heard someone's microphone. If you have a question, you can ask for it.
Hi,
I
sir.
ha
Can I speak or anybody else can want to speak?
Sorry, I couldn't hear you properly. Can you please ask me what what you just told to me
Can I ask a question?
about what? You can ask the question. Yes, go for it. Yes.
Excuse me. Thank you for joining me and others. I want a very principal question. I don't know if you can or if it is a secret for yourself or not. But I want to know what is truly behind time dilation. Yes, we are counting candles, but you mentioned several times, if I remember correctly, that the main approach for me is not counting, but counting is a tool for reaching the situation for trading or for example, price reversal and any price action. Is it possible to say us some clues on this matter and show us what is truly behind this counting? Thank you very much.
Okay, it's a great question. Yes, counting is a tool, but I think counting makes everything easier to teach for me and to understand for students. So, I would like to give you an example here. Let's talk about ICT's approach while he's training his students. So I watched all the ICT videos from 2016, from 2016 to so far. But I saw that he's not giving students a tool exactly. What he's doing is he's just teaching all of the things together: market maker, buy sell models, FVGs, silver bullet, or other gap things. I mean weekly gaps or daily gaps with this new thing, the nivox. I don't know how to call them because I have not been following ICT so much in the last year or so, but there are many concepts of him. But in the essence of ICT things, actually, it's very easy to me because I studied a lot. So if I need to, or if I had to teach ICT from zero to hero to someone else, for instance, for one-on-one student, what I'm going to do is I'm giving a tool. This tool is market maker buy sell models, and I'm going to create every other things inside of market maker buy sell models. What I'm going to teach first is market maker buy sell models, then the everything else, FVGs, SMT, or other things. But this is not what ICT is not what ICT using. Uh, while he's teaching lots of things. I think this is wrong. That's why I think ICT is a great mentor, but not a great teacher, bad teacher. This is what I believe, by the way, my opinion, by the way. So the reason I told you is that you directly linked to your question, directly related to your question. That's why I'm teaching counting, because once I make everyone advanced at counting, maybe after a year or after 2 years, I don't know, because you know that every student is different, every people understand things in different time. Some people get it easily in 3 or 4 months, and uh, they are ahead of other students. But generally most of the people learn these theory things in 18 months, 1.5 year. So that's why I only teach counting right now. And in the next 1.5 year, I'm going to do that. I will keep teaching counting. But at some point, once above 50% of students, probably 80% or 60%, I don't know, we're going to see that in the next year or so, I will stop teaching counting, and I'm going to teach what thing I use. I mean, where I extracted counting from, the essence of the theory after counting. But once you get this theory from counting as a tool, then you're going to understand everything easily, because I already taught you the basic core principles of the method using counting. Then after a year or so, when I teach the essence of this theory using the price levels and using the time, intervals, then everything will make sense to you. But if I give the old theory to you right now, what's going to happen is your mind will not be clear. Everything will look hard to you, and probably you will stop learning my time dilation theory. Probably you will give up. This is not what I want from my students to do. I hope my answer makes sense to you.
Okay.
Thank you. That's very good. But you have mentioned several times that we should learn music or musical knowledge. Is it really important to start to know it, or it can be used or be set aside only when you start to teach the philosophy behind it? For example, when you 1 year later, but we can use it, the knowledge of music for using in the, for example, trading and the philosophy behind it. I
I find it. I got my answer. Thank you.
Okay, thank you too. Uh, Playing an instrument or becoming expert in music is not a must. But if you start playing an instrument as you're learning a music theory and also improving your ears to know the intervals in between notes you play. Uh, so let's say you, I don't know if you know some basic music theory or not, but when you play chords in your instrument, it can be piano or a guitar. Uh, you're going to hear the exact intervals with your ears once you improve your ears. And this feeling actually will help you to understand these things, counting things. Because the same approach is everywhere in music, in nature, uh, in everywhere, as I said before on my X, Twitter, or Telegram channel. I usually remind this to my students and remind this to my followers because it's important. Once you understand the life, universe, music, uh, everything makes sense to you and you understand better. I approach that way, the exact this way to the markets because markets are made by people and people created by the God. Everything is same actually. That's why once you increase the ability of you, you can be interested in music and sport and trading and many things at the same time, your understanding and your feeling increases. So that's why I advise people to be interested in things like music because you see these things a lot in the music in between notes in between the instruments. You have a bass guitar is playing and maybe rhythm guitar playing background and other instruments playing solo in front of that. And these all things once when these all instruments playing at the same time you got the feeling. But that's why I highly recommend playing an instrument, or at least even if you don't play an instrument, at least you should be interested in music theory at least. So that's why I recommend, but it's not a must. By the way, it
thank
can be.
you, thank you. I
By
have
the way,
no question on that.
okay. By the way, it can be a drawing art. Uh, it doesn't have to be a music. By the way, you can draw art. You can analyze the old people's arts, like maybe Da Vinci. Okay, so there are lots of hidden gems in their arts. I saw that many times, and I believe that there are more things, many things I don't know yet. So you can be interested in art as well. Uh, it doesn't have to be music. Okay, so if someone have questions, I can take the questions right now. I know what I had been teaching is instructed, but no worries. I can take questions right now, and then I keep teaching the consolidation and expansion sequences on the chart.
I have a question.
Hello. Oh,
Uh,
yeah, go ahead. Go ahead first.
A question: do the time dilation is bond to a certain time? Like it have to be 1 hour, 4 hour, 50 minutes, 5 minutes, and that sequence? Can it be daily 12 hours, 8 hours? Can we use that too as a combination?
of course, you can use that, but once you change this time frame thing, you need to change all of your time frames. Time frame is just a tool. Time frames are not the exact thing related to time and price relation. So you can change your time frames sequentially and accordingly. Yes, if you want 8 hours uh, as a time frame, you need to change your 1 hour chart. It shouldn't be 1 hour with 8 hours, because this ratio in between these time frames should be kept same, because it helps. As I said, time frames are nothing more than a tool for our eyes to see or to and to count. You can change it, but if you change one time frame, you need to change others accordingly without changing the ratio in between. If you do that, no worries. You can use a 8 hour chart with 2 hour chart and with 30-minute chart and with 10-minute chart and sorry, and 2 minute chart. You can do that, but
Oh,
I
okay.
think you shouldn't do that. It doesn't have to be like that. These time frames are very enough, and you can use that properly to understand the time expansions, contractions, and distortions. Yeah, my answer is yeah.
Thank you.
Just wanted
Sesiniz,
to make sure you can hear me.
yeah, I can hear you.
Okay. So can I show the question?
Yeah, go for it.
Okay. So firstly, thank you for having me in here. Thank you for the opportunity, Master. And my question is regarding the convergence and divergence of the numbers, because you reposted a tweet from last year, as I'm being correct, and I'm gonna quote it right now. Markets retraces or consolidates as the numbers converge each other. Markets expands or reverses as the numbers diverge each other, right?
Mm-hmm.
And in one of your previous videos, you've mentioned the opposite actually to this tweet. So I'm asking about that.
Which one are you talking about? I didn't get your question actually. So convergence and divergence in between the numbers is is
Yeah,
what determining the phases of the markets. Yes, but I haven't thought about that things a lot. I only thought you these sequences. Maybe I don't know if you can see my screen or not, but
yeah, I can.
from the videos I created. Maybe not that one. First, let me find the that videos. Just give me a minute, just a minute. Mm,
But I don't think you you actually got my question, sir, because
okay.
I was listen.
Mhm.
So my question is regarding to your tweet, right? Because you said in the tweet that markets retrace or consolidates as the numbers converge, right?
Mhm.
And in one of your videos, you said the opposite, that markets retraces or consolidates as the numbers diverge, not converge. So I'm
Probably.
asking, what's the
Okay,
right?
okay. Now I got your question. Sorry, sorry.
Yeah, yeah,
I
yeah, yeah.
thought that you're asking a different thing. Okay, I'm sorry. Probably, I showed it. I did it wrong probably because in the last video on the advanced counting examples too, some people sent me DM about the last example, Bitcoin example, and I did the counting wrong there. Sometimes
Hmm.
I create the videos when I'm a bit tired. So sometimes I make mistakes in the videos as well. As well, probably I did the same mistake again. Uh, on the Twitter, on the tweet, the converge and diverge thing is the correct one,
Hmm.
not on the video.
Oh,
Okay.
oh, okay.
Let me check the tweet
Clarifies.
again for better clarification. Just a second.
Hmm.
Yeah, market retraces or
Hocam ben de bir soru
consolidates as
sorabilir miyim?
numbers converge. Yeah, yes, converge. Yes, as the numbers are converge, retrace or consolidates, and when the diverging happens, market expands or reverses. Yes, that's the correct one. On the Twitter, that's the correct one, not on the video.
Okay. That's
Okay.
clarified. Thank you, sir.
Okay, thank you too.
Hocam ben de bir soru sorabilir miyim?
Evet de
İngilizce bilmiyorum ama.
Türkçe sormasan İngilizce sormaya çalışsan daha iyi olur.
İngilizce bilmiyorum ki. Bilsem soracağım da. Zaten bir şey anlamıyorum
O
söylediklerinizden
zaman
maalesef
bir
bilmediğim
dakika
için.
bekle. He's my Turkish student and he doesn't speak English. He's going to ask me in Turkish and I'm going to answer his question in Turkish and then I'm going to translate everything. If it's not a problem for you. I hope everyone understands. Yok, sorabilirsiniz, dinliyorum.
Hocam şimdi ben paylaştıklarınıza baktım. Daha önce gruba attığınız videolara baktım. Daha yeni katıldığımız için. E, ama ben şunu bir türlü anlayamadım. Yani konsolidasyon olan bölgelerdeki sayımları mesela mum e, fitilin üzerinde kapandıktan sonra mı saymamız lazım yoksa konsolide içindeki mumları normal standart sayıma dahil ediyor muyuz?
Kapanışla ilgili bir kural yok. Ama bu yayının başında da söylemiştim. Hani hatırlıyor musunuz? 4 tane mum yukarı kapattı dedim.
Evet,
Aritmetik grafikte.
evet,
Şu bir 2 3 4. İşte o
evet,
dörtten sonra ne dedim? Hani
evet,
İngilizce anlamıyorum dediniz ama hani dedim ki biz burada şey bilmiyoruz. Düzeltme
evet,
mi yapacak, yatay mı gidecek bilmiyoruz. Bir, bir yerde beklemek
evet.
gerekiyor. O yüzden kapanış tabii ki gerekiyor. Yanlış değil yani. Kapanış şart.
Hmm,
Ama hani o kapanış sayım kuralı olarak şart değil. Ona
hmm,
bakarsanız burada da bir kapanış var. Bunu mesela bunun içinde kapatmış. Inside candle. Ama hani biz
evet,
dipten sayarken ne yapacağız? Buna bir diyeceğiz.
evet.
Bu şekilde başlayacağız. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 diye gideceğiz. Ama bu
Hmm.
aslında inside
Ya
candle.
kons
Sen sayıma buradan başlarsan mesela atıyorum buradan başladın. Buradan saydığında bu inside duracak. Eğer ki şu mum buluş olmasaydı aşağı gitseydi buna inside candle diyecektin.
evet.
Ondan bahsediyorum. Yani
Hmm.
tabii ki kapanışın önemi var. Yok değil. Ama sayım kuralında kapanış şartı diye bir şey yok. Ondan bahsediyorum.
Ya işte en son yayınladığınız videoda mesela o bazı mumları saymadınız ya.
Hı hı.
Konsolidasyon dediniz hani orada bir sıkışma var. İşte ondan bahsettim yani her defasında öyle bir saymamız mı lazım yoksa e, normal klasik her mumu sayarak mı gitmemiz lazım yani?
Yani her mumu sayarak gitmen gerekiyor, evet. Yani buradan nasıl şuradan bir diye başlayıp sayıyorken ya da buradan bir diye başlayıp sayıyorken sayman gerekiyor. Ama işte fiyat bir yerden sonra ısrarla gitmiyor. Görüyorsun mesela 4 mum gitti,
Evet,
yavaşladı. Şimdi sen gidip burada yani saymaya devam ettiğinde aslında saymış oluyorsun. Çünkü bunu yukarı giderek gideceğini biliyorsun. Ama ne oluyor mesela?
evet,
İşte inside candle olmaya başlıyor. Burada gördüğünüz üzere senin onu inside candle olup olmayacağını anlaman için o mumun kapanması gerekiyor. Burası aylık olduğuna göre koskoca bir ayın bitmesi gerekiyor ki ben buradan inside candle diyebileyim. Mantık o aslında.
evet
Umarım
doğru.
cevaplayabilmişimdir.
Evet hocam. Teşekkürler.
Ben de teşekkür ederim. He asked me about the counting, but with the inside candles. That was the thing. So if we pick this bottom here as a new reference point counting, and we're going to pick this candle as 1. But if we start counting from the tops like that, or like this one, this candle will be inside candle, and this one as well. But this inside candle didn't create the reversal, but this one did after just this bottom with the black one, which is the bearish close one. So this is important. But please remember the first things I talked about earlier in this video about this consolidation part. And the same thing. If we count here, expecting a expansion, and maybe with little retracements, at some point you're going to count this black one and this one as well. But you need to wait for this candle to close uh, to know if this candle is an inside candle or not. And remember, this is the monthly chart. So for this candle to close, you need 30 days. And after that 30 days completes, and you're going to know that this candle is inside or not. So of course you need a time to know, and sometimes you need to wait for complete your counting. If you're talking about monthly, weekly, and daily, that's normal, because that time interval uh, isn't ended there yet. So you need to know that. But once the price was here, when we anticipate the expansion or retracement, as I previously said, 1, 2, 3, 4. And what you're going to expect or anticipate is maybe maximum 1 or 2 candle of retracement, and then expansion at 7th month. But it didn't happen. And in order to know that, you need to give yourself and give markets to time. And for the clarification of that, uh, you can use a weekly and daily chart combined with a monthly. So as we are at fifth or sixth month from this first month, as you can, if you can combine with the weekly chart counting and daily chart counting, you're going to know that how you can get, I mean what you can get. You can get a higher time frame consolidation or higher time frame retracement into new expansion. This is how it's done. This is how we understand. Yes, higher time frame distorts lower time frame in time axis, but sometimes you can count lower time frames. I mean lower time frame consolidation. You can count lower time consolidations matching with higher time frame countings, and you will get the precision right there. If monthly chart keep expanding, or uh, maybe it's going to start a new consolidation where time is contracted or distorted. But remember, my teaching from the earlier videos, the first videos from week 1 contents. Uh, time is distorted once we are having a couple of time contraction. This is how time distortion occurs. Time distortion uh, is not created, I mean formed exactly instantly with the 1 or 2 candle. First you need time contraction, and a few time contraction instances form the time distortion. So this approach should change your mind, and should change your perspective into your countings. Monthly actually run the weekly countings, yes, because it's higher than weekly. But sometimes counting weekly consolidations combined with monthly chart gives you the precision, and you're going to know that how they form. I hope in the last 3 or 4 minutes I've been talking about in the last 3 or 4 minutes is helpful to you or maybe clarify the questions in your mind. So if you have more, you can ask for questions. I see many people here in the
Hi,
session. Hi.
hi. Thank you, Morpheus, for this Q&A. So my question is about the latest video where it's a stupid question, very simple question, but I tried to kind of play along and analyze and count with you, but I couldn't manage to actually put the vertical lines on the same spot as where you did it. Like you did the higher time frame. Let's say for S&P, you were like at the seventh week, you were doing a vertical line and you were doing one at the first week. But as soon as I went to the daily and below, the vertical lines they weren't at the exact same spot as where you had it. Could you show us how you put the vertical lines on a higher time frame before going down to a lower time frame?
Okay. That that vertical lines from coming from the weekly chart is to teach. Actually, I don't use that vertical lines on the weekly or monthly. I just use that things uh, in that video was to teach. So, I think my answer is covers that. But actually, I didn't get the some points of your question.
Yes, well, when you analyze, you sometimes do a multi-time frame analysis, and when you teach, you put on vertical lines, but the vertical lines that you put on don't correspond with my vertical lines for some reason when I do the same analysis. Like the counting is the same and everything, but the vertical lines aren't the same, and it kind of fucks up my structure. So if you put a vertical line on, let's say you count a chart now and you get to like the seventh candle of the weekly or whatever, and then you put the vertical line on. Did you just put it on the candle, like right at the dead center, or
Okay,
am I-
okay, makes sense right now.
it's
Haha, okay.
yeah, it's a simple
Yeah,
question.
yeah, okay. When I open up the weekly chart, yes, one, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and 7. I use this vertical line and using the magnet as well, and put here and going to daily. When we are going to daily, it's right here. So I use this for other weeks as well. But maybe when I use lower time frames, I did a mistake here. Maybe I change it a little bit right here. Exactly I don't remember. Uh, I think you shouldn't you shouldn't be perfect with it. These vertical lines is just only to mark and to show.
Okay, clear. Thank you.
I hope my answer clarified your question and in your mind.
Yes,
Yeah,
yes, definitely.
yeah.
Thank you.
And I'm just randomly using vertical lines here. It doesn't matter. Let's say these the weeks. It doesn't matter at all. Once we know the time interval, let's say fifth week to maybe 10th week, it doesn't matter. We know this time-based range, and then so we can have the structure here to know how we can how we can count on the lower time frame. Let's say 4 hours, uh, and you can count in between these weeks. This is how it's done. Maybe for this is for those who are learning my time dilation theory from scratch. You can use many lines, vertical or horizontal, it doesn't matter, or maybe counting marks like this and like with the text box. Maybe your chart is going to be like that. Uh, there are lots of things you use on the charts, by the way. It can be, it's normal. At first, it's going to be looked as if everything is hard, but it's not. Because personally, I'm advanced at that. So I don't use the vertical lines. In my charts are completely blank. I don't use anything at all. Before I created my time dilation theory, when I used to trade with ICT in that time period, actually I wasn't using any things like FVGs. I don't use that for FVGs. I just know that there are FVG here, and if I'm 100% sure that I'm going to use this FVG, and I will prefer marking this FVG. Otherwise, I don't mark this FVG because I'm not going to use that FVG. So let's say I'm going to trade S&P 500 right now as an old ICT trader, not TDT. What I'm going to do is not uh, marking this FVG because I know that this is the first FVG after this lower time frame expansion. That this is 4 hour FVG was created during this 50-minute chart expansion, but I don't need that. Even if price uh, come back here, I'm not going to open a short here, I'm sure. If price comes back, retraces, I mean it's not retracing, by the way, let's say it retraces. Even if price retraces into this 4-hour FVG, I'm not going to take a short trade here. I'm going to trade a long, aiming this buy side. It, so that's why I don't need to mark up this FVG. This is same, exactly same for time dilation theory, exactly, or any other trading method people use. You don't need to mark up everything. By the way, I'm not teaching this related to your question. I'm just adding this as an extra thing. Maybe people need to hear that, by the way. It's not an answer for your question. I answered your question and I'm just topping up some other things people might need to hear.
Thank you. We love the bonuses, man.
Thank you. Yeah, uh, regardless of the concept anyone uses, you don't need to have so many things marked up in your charts. Yeah, even for the time dilation theory, once everyone advanced at that. So in the gold, let's say what I have, I used this FVG, but it's when price was here. And I use this trend line, by the way, because retails use this trend line, and to know the liquidity of retail traders, I sometimes use trend lines. By the way, I need to add that, and I uh, I coupled that with this daily FEG because at first I was anticipating a drop into this level uh, with the counting from here to here. This was my live anticipation when price was here, and then I changed my mind, by the way. As you see, I don't have many things, and my target was $4,000 per ounce for the gold. So having less marks and countings as well in your chart is the best. You don't need so much. Maybe you can do that. Let me show you an example. Let's pick the daily chart here. Sorry, weekly chart. Sorry. Let's start this candle as 1. 7. Here is 7. By the way, this tool doesn't count this as 0 bar, but it's 1. So that's why here is 7. 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. 13 is November 10th here. Yes, you can mark this while using my theory because this is an important time here. Probably what I see right now. By the way, this quick Q&A session turned into a weekly review. And then what I'm going to anticipate is a consolidation here, maybe a little drop, and then this week over here will change the flow. That's why you can mark this week because it's 13th week on the weekly chart. Yeah, you can just using these vertical lines with the counting, and this will help a lot without having so many markings in the charts. Anyone who who want to ask questions?
Can you hear my voice? Hello,
Yes, I
everybody.
can. Yeah, hello. First time hearing your voice.
Good evening,
It's a
and
good
thank you so
good
much
evening.
for everything, brother.
Yeah, thank you so
Not
much.
only for this QA session, but for
Thank you,
everything,
brother.
because
Thank you.
nobody's teaching this. Thank you so much. I was reading like vibration books that I sent you that I DM'd you a couple days ago, and I got a lot of questions from it, but I don't wanna talk about like too much details on this QA session. I'll text you later on email. But basically, one guy mentioned music, and yeah, I was checking Enneagram like a circle, and around it, it had
Yeah.
nodes. Yeah, and I was assuming like time convergence was based on this, and we can spot like there was like musical gaps, and maybe there's like a distortion. I don't know. And after this question, I wanted to ask you about time and price relationship, but I don't want to speak too much about it on QA session. You know what I mean? Thank you so much.
Okay. There are lots of books, by the way, you can learn from. But the book you're talking about uh, will teach, yes, it will teach you many things, but not exactly. I think after you did read that book, uh, I think you should read first the Guns book. Have you ever read a book of Gun?
Yeah, yes, Tunnel Through the Air. I read it a couple times, and I was checking
That
other
book is
reviews.
great. That book, I read that book first time in 2022 while I used to follow ICT, and ICT changed my mind in 2022 around September. Maybe you remember that tweet he sent me that I'm at the right path. After he told me that, I just started reading the Guns book again because in the first time I read the Guns book of Tunnel Through the Air, I didn't understand anything because that book looks like a child book at first when you read it, or a basic book, basic storybook. It looks like that once you start reading, but at some point you're going to see that there are lots of gems hidden in the book. That book is not a storybook, but Gunn created that book as if it's a storybook. That's the funny part of that. But once you invest so many times of you into that book, you're going to learn many things. But before that, yes, what you are doing right now is not wrong, but not correct at the same time. Yes, you can start that books, astrology books, astronomy books from 1880s, or maybe at least 1910, 1920s. Yes, you can read that books. ICT also read all of that books and created his approach, the method. Uh, but the best book I think is the Guns book. I think after you read a couple of books, once you have the idea, once you have the approach, then I think you definitely should read the Tunnel Through the Air. Even if you read first time, or maybe once, sorry, once, you definitely need to read them twice or third time, fourth time. Once you understand, once you see that hidden gems in the book. This is my advice, recommendation to you.
Thank you so much for everything,
Thank you.
brother.
I know I didn't answer your question exactly. I know. I'm sorry for that. But uh, I showed you the way for the books from 1880s. Some books looks like a very basic books, and when you read that book, you can say that this is a storybook or what? And maybe you can give up and you can stop reading. And I feel you. But if you keep reading without understanding anything, if you start reading, maybe at some point your mind will change. Or even if your mind doesn't change, you can switch the books. You can look for other different books, but from the same dates. It has to be at least 1880s books, because in that time, uh, in people living in that time uh, have very different mindset compared to today's humanity is very different, and you will learn many things for trading. Yes, it will help your trading, but it will also help your uh, I mean your perspective into life. Yeah, I highly recommend that books. But some books don't teach you anything at all, only giving clues. Uh, that's all. But once you read uh, 7 or maybe 10 books in a row in a year, but by the way, this is going to take long. Understanding these books is hard. You need to return that book again and again. Sometimes you need to read sections of the book using a pen and paper. Yeah, pen and paper. So once you do that, I think you're going to find, and you will understand what I have been teaching for a year or so. I hope that helps. Yeah.
Thanks so much. I will do my research, and yeah, I'm looking forward for mechanical model videos as well, and I'll try my best to get advanced to TDT. And by the way, like congratulations to the 5 people that got chosen. I'm very happy for them. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Thank you. Thank you. We haven't met yet, but we planned that meeting uh, end of the October. Uh, they're they are going to come Istanbul here in Turkey, and I'm going to have meeting with them in the hotel. They actually studied very hard. You're going amazing. You have been going great and amazing. I love that. But I'm sorry, they were ahead of you. But you're also ahead of many people here. I see that from your DMs. You have been asking me questions for months, and I know. I'm sorry. I haven't answered your entire questions. Maybe I open up your messages, and maybe you check the messages and it's seen by me on Telegram, and I forgot answering that messages. But I saw your all questions, and it's my opinion. Uh, it's my opinion, by the way. What I'm going to tell you is my opinion. Uh, I think the questions people ask tells you about them a lot. So most of the time, I look for the questions people ask me or ask to someone, and I understand how smart they are, or how intelligent they are, or how hardworking a person they are. This tells me a lot. That's why I love your questions you asked me so far. I need to tell you that. Yeah, you should be
Uh,
happy for that. Yes.
Yeah, thanks so much. And one more question, like
Yeah.
I know like after videos, like whenever you will be free, like check my DM. And basically what I asked was something about 1 to 3 ABC, like from this vibration book. And you remember there is the 45-degree line between like price and time. And basically I recreated it using circles instead of actual 45-degree line. And I got like question about this. I don't want to speak on live session, but whenever like we finish boot camp, you know what I mean? Like whenever you'll be free and stuff, yeah, it will be huge honor for me to hear your opinion about this. Thank you so much.
Okay, thank you too. That circles are important. I think this is where I started searching, seeking for these things. Once I start understanding ICT's logo in 2022. And that circles also, they're also called arcs. You know that, have you heard that arc? They call it as arc, not circles, but basically they are half circles. And once you combine that arcs, half circles with the cycles, and actually you get the theory. And this is what I do with my counting. When I show you countings, and when you start counting candles, actually what you're doing is using that arcs in the time axis. But it's easier. Can you imagine? I show you that arcs in my course, and teaching people, and people will get confused with that arcs first. And same thing happened to me in 2022 as well. Using that arcs and taking trades with that arcs, I mean half circles, is hard because you don't know what you're doing with that arcs at first. But once you understand this counting, that arcs becomes easier for you. And I will teach that arc thing in 2026 probably, once people understand and advance at counting, because using that arcs will be extremely easy once you understand counting expansions, counting retracements and consolidations. By the way, the pros and cons, we can consider pros and cons here. There are many pros using that arcs, but when it comes to cons of using the arcs, actually counting is easy, because using that arcs is very hard when it comes to consolidations. That consolidations in price makes makes everything fucked when you use arcs, but it's not getting fucked a lot when you count candles, because you can easily count 10 candles or 20 candles to anticipate a consolidation to end for the new beginning. It's easy, but with that arcs, it's not easy at all. That's why I don't teach that arcs extracted from ICT's logo. But actually, it's not extracted from ICT's logo, by the way. ICT extracted that things and created his logo, by the way. That's important. ICT did that already while creating his logo. Those circles actually arcs, not entire circles. They should be half circles. But can you imagine how it's going to be looked uh, if ICT used half circles arcs into logo? That logo will look so, complex. But what ICT did was using entire circles with the Fibonacci sequence. And it's easy and it looks great because there is a Fibonacci sequence in it. So when a people look at that circles with Fibonacci sequence in it, it looks great. It looks like a perfection. That's why I see it. By the way, it's my opinion. I think that's why ICT used entire circles, not half circles, arcs. Yeah, that's my answer for you.
Thank you. And like as far as ICT circles goes, the way I used it was completely different. Basically, I took an expansion, and I don't want to speak too much about it on Q&A session, but I projected time using swing and arcs. But the problem is if somebody else do it from here, they will not achieve proper projection because price to bar has to be properly set. So the whole chart has to be squared, just like Gan teaches us. And yeah, basically, I sent you a message, and after bootcamp, it would be huge honor for me for you to see that. And thank you so much for everything, and looking forward for everything, brother.
I don't exactly the name of Michael Jenkins or other thing. Do you remember that guy?
Yeah, yeah,
Trading at
Michael
yeah,
Jenkins.
yeah,
Yeah,
Michael Jenkins, or I forgot the entire name. Why it didn't appear on Google? Maybe.
Michael S. Jenkins. Yes.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. For instance, Michael S. Jenkins used trigonometry and other lots of things, a degree and lines with the degrees and the circles. But I think what he's doing is very complex. What Michael Jenkins did was extracting the information knowledge from old books from 1880s, but it's he created his system. Actually, he created his system, but I think it's very hard to understand and apply into markets. That's why using that arcs exactly just as thought in the books. I don't recommend Michael Jenkins. Actually, I invested some of my time into Michael Jenkins in 2022 after ICT told me that I'm on the right path. I thought Michael Jenkins knows more than ICT, but it's wrong. ICT knows definitely knows more than Jenkins. So I stopped Jenkins. Thanks, by the way.
Thank you
Yeah.
so much.
So I think we already passed 1 hour, and I'm going to have a session with my one-on-one student at 9 p.m. my time. That's why I need to go to here, and uh, I should uh, I should start here the counting thing again here before ending this Q&A. Remember, I talked about price levels here 112 and 111 matched with the weekly counting here 13th weekly and 21st monthly. I'm roughly using this uh, for the 21st candle on monthly chart, and oh, weekly here this is the 13th. Because this, by the way guys, please careful about using this tool, measurement tool. It counts the starting point as a 0, but it should be 1, right? That's why this shows 12 bars, but this bar is 13, this candle is 13. Be careful about that while counting using this tool. This is 13 candle on weekly, yes. Now you're going to know that it won't keep going upside uh, as a bullish. It won't take this high. Many people can use this, mostly ICT traders uh, will use this as liquidity level, but it will create a double top here, and retails win here because time and price matched perfectly here. That's why uh, price didn't take this high as a liquidity and created double top. Maybe you can say that this double top was created as a liquidity for future purposes. Yeah, you can say that, it's not wrong, but for that time in life, uh, your focus should be 21st monthly and 13 weekly, and then you're going to know that it's bearish, and then now it's time to look at daily chart. Now you know that uh, 13 13th week is here, but the problem is the daily chart. Now you can say that okay, I can pick this as reference point to count through the 13 week, and you get 20 here. But the problem is here, uh, imagine you don't have 13 weekly here, you don't see that. We can just delete these. You can just count on daily here, and you can say that okay, this is 13, so I should open a short here. Maybe you can say that, but it's wrong, because even if you get 13th candle here, you are very close to the new week, the new number. You're approaching the new number. That's why you should be careful. In those times, it's always uh, what's best in that scenario is always waiting. If you wait for 13th week, you're going to know that if it's going to drop more here, or retracing and consolidating, then drop. That's why multi-time frame counting is crucial. That's why you should sometimes you should ignore the daily chart and focusing on waiting for weekly number to align, then starting for daily countings. This is my uh, recommendation for trading live, because as I said in the earlier of this session, counting is easy. When price did its thing already, we're looking for past right now. This is not live. But when you're doing this live, it's different. That's why waiting for setup or waiting for time to align with other time frames is a skill for a trader. Waiting. I love this part of time dilation theory because this thing is not included in other methods. You don't know when to wait, how much days, how much weeks you need to wait for that setup to form. But in my theory, time dilation theory, you know that. So waiting with patience is easy in my theory. This is what I believe. But in other look, when you look at or when you trade with other methods, you don't know that. Yes, you need to wait for setups. That's the core principle of trading, regardless of the method you're using. But in my time dilation theory, this thing is the core principle with given inside the theory. That's why I think applying time dilation theory is easy, because when you uh, mark this week 13 week with vertical line, when the price was live here, you're going to know that you need to wait for 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 8 and 9 or 6 days, 6 or 9. You know that I need to wait for 11 sorry 11 or sorry 8 or 9 days. After 8 or 9 days, you're going to have the setup, or at least you're going to have the right time for counting on lower time frames. uh, that's why it's easy. So what you're going to do is focusing on your family, on your hobbies, or maybe on your other things. Maybe you can scalp or day trade, by the way, but I'm mostly talking about swing and short-term trade in this example, because I'm not talking about scalp and day trade here. It's different. But when it comes to day trade and scalps, you know that the time of the day, let's say time of the day for that specific day is 9 a.m. EST, New York time, and you're going to know that, okay, now I'm going to open up my laptop around 8:30. Okay, I know that because it's the time of the day. But sometimes time of the day will be maybe 1 p.m. EST for the indices, maybe. So you're going to know that, okay, I can skip the AM session because it's not the time of the day. So I should be trading PM session for the indices. So you're not going to open up your laptop. You're going to have time with your friends or family until that time. And then you're going to open up your PC and you're going to take trades. And you also know that when time of the day ends. Sometimes time of the day takes 1 hour, and the most volatile movement in that day, in that specific day, happens in 1 hour. But sometimes it happens in 3 hours, relatively a slow movement. You know these things by counting candles on higher time frames. That's why I love the part of my this theory. Waiting for setups is easy. Uh, so you know that you know how patient you can be. Uh, you need to wait until when, what, etc. Anyway, this is the 13 week here, so we can pick this low here after 13 week. By the way, we're going to pick this low at here when it was live. 1 2 3. By the way, it's inside, I know, but I'm going to roughly counting, by the way. Just don't stick with the inside candles right now. This is roughly counting here. We have 13 candles here, roughly. So you know that expansion is about to begin at 13th of September or at least 1st of October. Even if you miss these 2 days of expansion, you know that price is at the expansion part on higher time frame. So you can keep following this downtrend every day. This is daily chart every day on day trades, even if you miss the first 2 days, roughly. So let's count with the rule, by the way, inside candle rule. One, one, two, two, two. You can say two. Three. I can say three, but because Vic is relatively huge, three. Uh, three, four. Yeah, four, five, um, six, six, and seven. Yes, seven is here, and eight is here. So this counting, the contraction counting, actually matched with the classic counting when we ignore the inside ones. Have you realized that we have 13 bar here, candle here? If we just count in a classic way, ignoring the inside candles, but when we count with the rule, contraction counting rule, then we get 7 or at least 8, even if it offsetted 1 day. It doesn't matter at all. But you get the idea, I think. They are matched perfectly here. This is how we approach using daily and weekly together. Even if we get caught by consolidations, that's normal. Even ICT get caught by that consolidation sometimes. And he's talking about that tweet, by the way, the previous tweet I posted a couple of days ago. Okay, I think this Q&A session has been helpful to you so far. We're going to have more in the future. These Q&A sessions will happen. Actually, when you joined my bootcamp, TDT bootcamp, I didn't promise 4 Q&A sessions, but I'm going to do that because I believe that these Q&A sessions will help. In this Q&A session, I know that I didn't have so many questions, but in the future ones, I'm going to be more planned. So I will check emails and I will not save that questions into a page, and this will help our session to be run more professionally and more systematically. And in the future Q&A sessions, I'm going to do that, by the way. Also, this remember that FAQ things, the PDFs. I'm also going to do that FAQ videos. FAQ videos is actually a bit easier for me because many people ask questions. Let's say 100 people ask questions, but at least 50 or 60 of questions from them, or they're probably similar or the same. That's why FAQ video is easier, and many people find their answers there. I'm going to do that FAQ videos, and I will keep uploading them as we go through with the theory part. But these live Q&A sessions, I think it will be better. By the way, in a couple of days, I'm going to release TDT mechanic models with the time structure. So first I'm going to release time structure. Just after, I'm going to release TDT 100% mechanic models, and I believe that all things in your mind will be clarified, and I believe that you're going to be able to take trades easier this time, because so far I thought about the theory most of the time, the counting rules, many things. Maybe you're a bit confused. Some of them maybe are confused right now. But once I release the models, I believe that everything will be clarified. Okay, thank you for the session, for your joining. I'm going to update for the time for the next live Q&A session. Probably I'm going to do the next Q&A live session in a week or so. Okay, take care yourself. Have a great day or have a great night. I don't know your time zones. Have a great day or have a great night. Bye.
Bye bye. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Thank you for
Thank you.
Thank you, sir. Thank you, sir.
Thank you. Thank you. Have a great day or have a
Thank you.
great night.
Appreciate it.
Thank you.